Hey guys, Harley here with BlastoffComics.com for another episode of The Landing Pad. So today we're going to be talking about World's Finest. World's Finest comics were very iconic long-running comics from 1941 to 1986. I'm currently holding one and have a few as we speak. One of the reasons that I love the World's Finest comics is because they really show you what was happening in history at the same time as you're reading them from those time periods. Like the ones from the early ones in 1941, they all had to do with the war, but it was like the happy war, and half the time it would just be on the cover and not actually in the story. World's Finest comics always had Superman, Batman, and Robin. So usually it was separate stories. At one time they did put them together so that Superman and Batman were together in a story, but as Robin sits on the warship with guns protruding, he just looks so happy, so comfortable sitting on this. It just makes me giggle. I think that's one of the best parts of the World's Finest comics though, is that they make you laugh because a lot of it was still kind of developing. They're still developing these characters, developing their stories and their personalities. I feel like today we know what Superman's gonna do usually. We know what Batman's gonna do. We know Robin's there as kind of the voice of reason, being the sidekick for Batman, though you know that Robin's stoked sitting on a cylinder. Mom, I hope you're watching. It's really fun to go back and read it. Batman and Superman both get married, and they marry Batwoman and then Lois Lane respectively, and you see them kissing and there's like thought bubbles above both of the women's heads, and Batwoman's like, oh gee, I'm so glad I gave up a career as Batwoman to marry Batman, and Lois Lane is like, oh gee, I'm so glad I gave up a career at the Daily Planet to marry Superman, and it's just like really funny, and you look at the date and you're like 1965. World's Finest also shows you it shows you a lot of history. Like I said on the covers, there's one right over here on number 8 where it says, sink the Japan Nazis with bonds and stamps. And also you got some of the great writers and artists who came from World's Finest. Neil Adams, who's famous for drawing and creating a new kind of darker version of Batman, actually first penciled Batman in issue 175 of World's Finest. Those people that you know from now were doing it then. Alright guys, so thank you for watching. This has been another episode of Landing Pad. Remember, you can get all of our World's Finest either online, BlastoffComics.com, or here at our North Hollywood either online at BlastoffComics.com, or here at our BlastoffComics.com, or here at our North Hollywood location. If you come to North Hollywood, you may get to see me. Because I could be here. It's a possibility. So usually this is where I would sign off with a catchphrase. I don't really have a catchphrase yet. Yeah, this would be so I would love to hear your suggestions. Please leave them in the comments below. I'll read them, and then each week I'm gonna pick my favorite. So, catch you later. Okay, see, that was terrible. See you later. My bad. It's cheesy. Bye.